Just getting everything set up, lads. Give me a sec. I shouldn't be muted now. Can you hear me now? Thanks, Yogi. Appreciate that. Just making sure. Every time you live stream, because I do my recording and live streaming on the one setup, I need to get everything kind of reconfigured and massaged. How are you all going? You all having a good weekend, guys? I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. I want to have a look or talk about some of the AI-generated output from Midjourney, one of the AI graphic generators really out there that's just going crazy. Everyone's loving it and seeing if it can replace me. So Giddy Up Mofo thinks architects will be replaced. We'll have to see that. wait till you see what things this has produced. Wait till you see. Yeah, I think you'll be a bit disappointed. I think it'd be fantastic. You know, I could just type in some words and boom, my job's done. Send out the invoice. Awesome. Well, guys, let's get started. Let me just jump here. There we go. Okay. It's not gonna work, is it? Okay, let me sort something out here. Pub test is saying AI may be able to do a shed patio, but not for the dream house scenario. I even doubt that, to be honest. I seriously doubt that. I mean, you don't need AI to do a shed or patio. People have done them. It's called copy and paste. Change the title block. That's why it's also cheap. You don't need an AI for that. I'm just trying to... There we go. How's that going to work? Well, bear with me for 1 second, guys. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. That'll be okay. That gives us a bit of an idea there. Okay. Let's jump back here. Okay, as AI is learning to do your job, so if you use it to do your job, it'll replace you. My mate's a recruiter and he said AI is saving him hours a day. Yeah, but he's a recruiter. How much of his job is just phone calls and doing simple tasks? He could probably write Python scripts that could save him hours a day, but it'll never replace him because his business or her business is all about relationships. It's just going to save him time. So here is some examples of the Midjourney system. Now, using AI or computational design is nothing new. It's a old school topic. Now, one of the heads of school while I was at Queensland University of Technology was Professor John Fraser, and he was all about evolutionary and computational architectural design, using computers and tools to evolve and generate designs. And he's been doing it for decades. So none of this is new. It's been tried again and again. I looked at it from, something similar, using animation software to generate architectural concepts for my final design. We can see here, this is the latest book he's published here. I mean, what's this? You know, breeding illusions here and all. Just, he's been looking at it forever, and there's a lot of architects who are studying it, experimenting with it, and using generative design tools to generate spaces. And buildings. Now, the thing with architecture, we actually now have a software that we can use, part of our Rivet suite, that helps optimize and tackle specific problems. So say we need to optimize a desk configuration, it can give us an option for that, or lighting entering a building, we can optimize that. So we're using it now. And other organizations are using it for like master planning, which is just blocks on top of each other saying, here are all the variables, put it in, spit out multiple options, which is a fantastic start. And I guess that's the next step, is to take that into AI, but they've been doing it for so long. I'm a bit skeptical if it's going to replace my job that quickly, because, well, how many clients can even get a brief right? Guys, you can see here some of the early examples he's done. Let's see, is there anything more exciting to look at? Oh, here you go. Here's an iterative evolutionary process where it's running through multiple versions. It's all funky, really fun, cool stuff. Very exciting when you're a student to be looking at this type of thing. And here's the thing, you can iterate a design, but you may have so much garbage. I was using animation software to inform the form of a building using environmental context around it. My argument was that you get an emergent design and you derive something more complex than the inputs that you put in and discover something. But you do it again and again and again. So I thought, okay, let's have a look at this software and type in 4-bedroom house. A 4-bedroom house is a pretty standard house. What's it going to come out with? Will it be useful? So this was the first one I did, and you just sign into Discord and you can write imagine and whatever you want, and within 60 seconds it will jump out, spit out these 4 images. Now, they kind of look like something, don't they? They certainly look like something. That's, I thought, okay, this is looking good. This is useful. But if you look at it a bit closer, it's kind of crap. I mean, if a student came to you with this as a design, okay, you've got a bedroom here with, I'm assuming, an entry right off this little alcove here. And to get through here, you got to go through here. Then a little corridor with no door there. Another bedroom there, whatever this thing is here. This looks like a wardrobe that you access from the entry. This weird internal space with only one window coming through here, living space, where you're facing an angled wall, and then a whole lot of crap in here. So, I mean, this is a terrible plan, an utterly terrible plan. So what it's done is just image bashed. It's just taken a whole lot of images and stuck them together. This is completely useless. We have a look at here, this other option here, okay? You've got, I don't know where the front door is, I can't quite tell. You've got a little courtyard out there, fantastic. A space here. Yogi's saying lots of walls to paint. Yeah, that's it. You pay extra. The plasterers will love this. That's what it is. They're plasterers. It's big plaster have gotten into the bats, into the AI scripts to make them put bloody walls everywhere. Where do all the architects around the world get the stock apartment designs that all look the same? Stockton asks. That's because, well, you've kind of got a whole series of constraints that once you start designing, like spans of steel and concrete and air conditioning sizes, and you want to maximize your return on investment, at least the developer does, and that will all inform the design. Our current architecture is producing a result of our time. So the fact that we don't live in an age where we don't have air conditioning means we can have tighter floor-to-ceiling heights as well, so you don't need the higher windows like you did in the past. So AI designs me 10 different building plans with the following features: X cost and in the style Heise would. Yeah, good luck. I'm showing you it's not going to work. Because look at all of this is garbage. These plans, what you need to do is you need to put additional constraints in it, and I can see that then working it. But it will be a tool that you need to have a level of expertise in order to utilize. So you'll need to know all the town planning constraints. You need to know this, all these other variables to feed into the machine to put out a design, which, I mean, these images look, they look pretty, but they're just copy and pasted together, I'm assuming. It looks like it. Where, I might be able to do something of it, but it's also really easy just to get a pen and paper or just to do it in the computer yourself when you're working with that. So, I mean, if we have a look here, okay, we've got a garage, a double garage, and we've got a little, I think, a staircase going up. How do we get into here, into this level? I mean, it's really messy, the connection, the flow through. I guess you go through down here and then up to that level for no reason. And you've got a kitchen here and a living room coming right off the kitchen. So carpet in your kitchen, is that what it is? And here's another one. Look, you got two garages. Is that a garage or a living room? There you go. You got two garages, lads, just to keep you happy, you know? So, I mean, here we go. We've got some other ones. And I just kept selecting like one of the images and it said, you know, iterate it again. And you're going to get a lot of mistakes and garbage. And that's what they found with a lot of the evolutionary design. So what do we have here? Where's the front door, guys? Can anyone help me with this one? I mean, I need arrows on the floor just like in the hospital. Yeah, Yogi's mentioning that. And that's a big issue on the Gold Coast Hospital as well. So if we have a look here, what do we got? That's close. Close, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, so this is useless. Here, look, you got half. Is that a car? No, that's not a car, is it? And it kind of could be. I mean, I'd be interested to know the actual process this software uses to generate the image. If it colors in each pixel, what algorithm it uses, how does it do it? Does it have a database of images and does it literally copy and paste bits of it and stitch it together? That would be interesting to see. Because, I mean, look at this. This is really inefficient planning. So, we have a look here. I mean, there we go. We've got a carport here. Mad 582 says it looks like cut and paste. Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it? It really does. Maybe that's it. So what do we have here? I mean, I don't know what that is. This is our entry here, I'm assuming. Bathroom. Look at all the bathrooms we've got here. Bathrooms are bigger than the bedroom spaces we have. I get the feeling hardly anything's to scale. Here's an apartment. So, I mean, it's just used. What's happening is it's just seen a whole lot of real estate images, real estate marketing images. So that's how it's planning. Well, that's how it's creating. Well, hang on. We've got let me reload that page. The Streamlabs stopped. Okay. Hopefully that'll come up again. None of your chat's coming up, guys. So yes, let's have a look. Okay, so then I did a variation of image 2, this one here. Okay, so it gave us this plan again. I mean, you've got all these tiny little spaces. This is something like a first-year student would do. Thanks, Yogi. It looks like it's working again. And here again, we've got what looks like a car and a living room. Here. So none of this is useful. None of this is useful. You could probably use it maybe as something to help you generate an idea, but I don't know if a client will pay you for this. I mean, look at you got 3 cars, and here the cars aren't even straight. So it looks like it has taken bits of image and generated it all together. Because, yeah, I said floor plan. These aren't technically, they're kind of floor plans, but they're not. Design is subjective and emotional. Yeah, you're right, Andrew, it is. But it also has to not be shit too, It kind of has to work, doesn't it? Sure, it can be subjective and emotional, but it's pretty clear if something's garbage. I mean, if we have a look here, again, the same thing. Let's keep going here. So here's some more variation of 4, and the images are getting a bit nicer. I don't know why. Maybe it's learning. Maybe it's learning. It's going to become the next architect. But here you go, another car up there because you've got your 3 cars in there, and then for some reason you're going to park in there. So it obviously has got no understanding of context. This is just bashing images together. Look at these guys. Look at these bloody huge ass cars. Wait, that's the new Tesla that you need to tow your bloody concrete from the landscaping supplier. That's it. It's 3 cars wide with a kick-ass battery so you can drive for 50 kilometers, towing a ton and a half. I found it, guys. That's the solution. That's the future. And it's only if what's his name? The WEF says you're allowed to do it. Oh, boy. I mean, look at this stuff. To the untrained eye, you think, oh, wow, it's a floor plan. But if you look at it a little closer, not just passing, you start pulling it apart, it looks like crap. It really does. That is the Klaus Schwab future. Yeah, it is. I mean, where's the bug growing stuff? I mean, you can have fun with this software. Don't get me wrong. You can definitely have fun with it. But I was just trying to see if I could get a decent 4-bed floor plan. I mean, look, what the hell is this? How do you get that out of there? What about this one? And this one? So he's going a bit stupid, just sticking cars everywhere. I mean, this is the Australian Bogan house here, guys, where people need the cars in the living room to work on. I mean, hey, each their own. But I don't know. I don't know. So again, yep, more and more of the same. Maybe the AI knows the next Tesla has Harrier jump jets. Yes, perhaps. So then I upscale them to see what it looks like at greater detail. So you can see here, okay, so we've got an entry coming in here, it looks like. And this seems to be a little waiting, a Chinese tea room. Okay, and the garage there, so that's not too crazy. With some pot plants and a pantry, it looks through here. You know what this feels like? It's almost getting the images from like the Matterport camera thing that I had, where you were going around and, you know, photographing the interior of real estate. It looks like that's where it's gotten the images for. Feels like it. Look at that bathroom. That's huge. And then you got another bath. Is that 2 baths in the one bathroom? Or is that bath for there? And look at that toilet there stretched. So this is all just distorted. Bedroom, part of a bed, you know, outdoor space. And then here we go, you know, variation of image 3. We keep going. It's more of the same. It's not getting any better. I mean, I guess if you select the one image again and again and again and again, but you've got to understand, if I really wanted to design a 4-bedroom, I'd probably get a piece of trace paper out, get some example plans that I've done years past, and just start tracing over and just moving stuff around by hand and sorting it out like that. Pub is going, it would be a lot better if it stopped using the 45-degree angle. Yes, I think that's because of the sources that it got, honestly. I'm not sure where it's getting the images. There is a lawsuit against this organization. Tom is going, I don't think AI will free up people pursuing higher levels of work in their field, work that hasn't become apparent that could be done yet, but workers are bulked down in the automation of all current work. Sorry, mate, I'm not talking today. Yeah, I mean, it's going to help in specific tasks, but you could already do that now. You know, I can make a script in Dynamo to generate certain things. You can already do that now, and there's tools that you can buy to help you automate particular things. The AI is probably listening and will iterate off your thoughts. Yeah, probably will, poor thing. Andrew's going, I don't think AI will ever replace creativity. No, I don't think it will. I think it'll become just another tool that people use, honestly. I think they'll get a bit sick of it too. You can have a look here. I mean, I'm assuming that's storage. Yeah. So at least you'll be able to tell when it's... Look, there's got a spa bath there, not bad. Is that a shower? You'll be able to tell when people do it. Here's another one. Yeah, I mean, it is just nonsensical images put together. Not a bad little kitchen. Dining. two tables. So for the families who don't like each other, here we've got another one because people just park their cars like that. Is that a head? There, it looks like a head, doesn't it? And are these Hertz? I mean, so it just did more and more of the same. Then I thought, okay, let's have a look. AI will do to architecture what the tractor did to farming. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Architects are very Luddite. I don't think we'll have to see. Maybe for it'll have to be specifically designed for architecture. But then it's nothing really new. You've already got ways you can optimize planning arrangements. But the thing is, it comes down to the brief that you get. I mean, the school we're working on now, the brief that we received went through too many people before we got it, and they just got lucky. They literally just got lucky that we decided to do multiple options for them and put that to them. It was just crazy. And then we find out now we're still massaging things with them because just the communication flow, it comes down to briefing. Maybe if we can get an AI to write a detailed architectural brief, that's what I'll look at next, that writing one. I wonder if AI could produce working drawings. Yeah, I mean, software can't even automate dimensioning. So maybe, it probably could do collision detection, but it needs information put into it too. I wonder if you could. You'd have to plug it into Revit. That'd be the way to do it. Probably could though. We'll have to see. So I thought, let's have a look at some elevations. So it produced some elevations, but not, kind of angled front perspectives. So these are stuff for real estate, guys. It feels like it's stolen these images off other websites and just built them together. Like here you've got a line drawing one, and you've got some renders as well, another render. And okay, these look good, but how are these going to be any use to you? You could probably say it's a conceptual one. This is the idea that we're going for. But then you're going to have to turn this. If like a client falls in love with this, you're going to have to then turn it into reality. Maybe you give them 100 elevations. But is that how someone wants to work? I mean, there you go. We looked at it in greater detail, so it's not too bad, but it's obviously just taking it. Some kid probably would have in the past just put a Photoshop tree behind something. And here you go. Where's the garage door too? I guess, is it hidden behind this? Is that how it works? You drop it down and your big ass car can barely fit in there. I mean, these aren't a style of building that I quite like, but each to their own. And then we went into greater detail of them, and I kind of thought, okay, this is kind of useless because you can't really turn this into anything. And I thought, okay, what about the one thing that we had to do as an architectural student that we all hated? And there was one guy. He was from Tuvalu, and he studied with us for years, and he used the same collage from first year all the way through. And this is where I think it would be perfect, using this to make a collage so you can put it on your presentation panel for your lecturer or your tutor and just make up a post-justified bullshit story about it, This is perfect for it. Look at that, 4 collages right there. And you can make up any old bullshit that you want. This is what the tool is designed for. But then you're not going to get the same benefit of doing it yourself. How many of those facades do you see in Australia? Too many. I hope none. I hope none, to be honest. But this is what I think this tool is useful for as well, for students making collages about these type of things, because this is what they get you to do in design school. But by using a software tool to do it, you're going to miss out on all the benefits of actually going through the process. But you'll probably get a better mark. It'll probably look nicer too. And then I thought, what about a section, a conceptual section? And these look great. These are really good. Rick is going, yep, back to school for you. Yeah, exactly. These are the type of thing that you do for architectural school. These feel like they are from architectural school. But I mean, you couldn't really present it. You could use it as a concept. These could be, what would be interesting would be to generate a series of AI images and then use that to derive a design from that, to get ideas from, not putting them in. Maybe you could, I don't know. But turning this into something real is a little different. I mean, you can't really have a tree that close to anything, but in make-believe university architecture, that's not really a problem, is it? We have a look here, this looks fine. It's a perfectly good section. Explains a concept. Here's another one. The tree is growing out of the building. And then, to finish, I thought I would put in HeiseSays YouTube channel. And this is what it came up with. Guys, HeiseSays YouTube channel. This is what the software came up with. What do you reckon? You think for a new logo, should I be wearing a hat? What about this guy? Look at that, those wavy locks. There's product in that, guys. And look, he's shaved his beard. There you go. He's young and happy. 100K plus subscribers. Yep. There you go. So yeah, guys, I'm not too worried about it replacing our profession. I can see it being an interesting tool in the creative process, maybe in the collage process. I don't know if there'll be it'll be replacing my YouTube channel quite yet, or using it for graphics arts. Maybe I should. What do you think, guys? So, what about all the skyhooks? It doesn't matter at university. That's not really what's the desire. The desire is to experiment and push boundaries. You never know what you can come up with. Which love the Heise wigs. Yeah, yes. Although it is getting pretty hot. I don't think the beard's going to last much longer. I think I'm at the end of it again. Which suburb in Victoria would allow the tree houses? There was an architect here in Queensland, I think James Russell. Wait a minute. No, maybe. Hang on. No, not him. Another one. I can't remember his name. He did upside down trees and used them to build a house. 808 Bear, architects need to learn to code. Yeah, well, I'm in the process of learning to code just to help optimize the work I do. But yeah, we do. And architects did. They did. If you didn't miss out when I started, this here, the work of John Fraser, an evolutionary architecture. Lots of architects can code and they do generative design. They generate iterative design. Here we go. Here's the evolutionary process of generating design. So none of this is new. This is just another tool. So we'll have to see if it actually manifests in some change in the profession. There's a lot of challenges facing architecture as a profession, and I can see there are some advantages to it, and you can get some really funky creative images out of it, but it's not going to actually be what you designed. So maybe for a competition entry where it doesn't mean anything, yeah, sure, why not? But then again, you want it related to what you've done. So it's going to be strange. Yes, then I have to build it. Rick goes, yeah, mate, that's fine. Yeah, you find a way to do it. She'll be right, mate. She'll be right. We actually, Rachel and I, we brought into final design a subject when we were tutoring where they had to take one of their previous designs they'd done, and they'd had to go through the building code, make sure it was compliant, make sure it was accessible, and actually think about the structure. So you'd have all of the superstar students that were getting the top marks for designers. They would struggle in this subject to turn the piece of shit that they're designed that doesn't actually work into something that can actually work. And I remember sitting on chapter council where other architects were bitching and moaning that we were doing this at a university level. And I thought this was fantastic because the frustration of being an architect at university, a student, is that you don't get any real world exposure. The advantage we had at QUT was we had to work 4 days a week. But the problem with that was we had to work 4 days a week. That's the problem. So you're working full-time and studying full-time. So we brought this subject in thinking it'll help people apply some of their skills. And yeah, I don't think it lasted very long after we left. So it would be nice if AI replaced bureaucrats. How do you know that hasn't already, Andrew? I mean, how many of the decisions are made from one committee to another committee to another committee where it's pretty much just an AI? I wonder if it, maybe we need to stack it, just fill it full of Atlas Shrugged and libertarian texts into the AI pod, and then get them to, get the computer to rule Australia for a decade and see what happens to the economy. We'll have to see. Off-grid, I thought tradies would be going first with the robots taking the jobs, but I'm surprised and a little smirky to see it might be the office softies that keep calling me a bogan that get the chop first. Yes, office softies have been copying it a lot longer than you think, mate, because work's been offshored. I had a colleague who went to university. She offshored all of the drafting work. All of it went overseas. So we've been competing with the offshore sector forever, at least in my professional career. It was just starting, and now it's just even getting there. So, yeah, but I can't see it being useful yet. But then again, what do we know in a decade? If you type in some, you know what it'll be? It'll be a controlled interface where a consumer can come in, put in a whole lot of options, and it will generate an outcome. Because this thing's too freeform. This is just a free-form artistic plaything. But if you had an interface where you had, okay, your block is this wide, and you say, I want this many rooms, I want this kitchen, I want this, you were very prescriptive, and essentially gave it a brief, and it was designed to kit bash those parts together. Then you could get 15 options out. I could see that happening. There's probably already places that does that now, but they've honestly, you could manually do it honestly with just doing a whole lot of floor plans and just doing an option tree, because you're going to have to anyway. Actually, there's an idea, automated floor plan designs just through a website, an AI tree. But the thing, the floor plans are so cheap for houses. You get them from a drafty for $500 or something like that. They're taking on all this liability and risk. So, Rick is saying tradies will be the last to go. Yep, yeah, 100%. Maybe that's what I have to do. Go become a become a tradie. Can you do an apprenticeship at 40? Don't know if I want to be a concreter. That seems like a shit trade. But we're telling the kids to consider that. 808 Bear is going, I studied graphic design back in the 80s. It was a core subject. I wonder if it's still studied today. I did it at high school. I'm class of 99, so we did it then. It wasn't a core subject, though it was an elective. There was only a few of us doing it. That got me to, I think, with the OP, like the categories, that was my artistic subject. Graphic design, it was quite fun. It was very useful. So, what else? AI can't fix your toilet. No, it can't. I mean, my mother's a hairdresser. She's retired, and she still has a client 30 years later that still gets her to come over. I think that, he likes her to do his hair. She doesn't do my hair because I don't have any. So, yeah. What are your kids interested in, and what are they saying they will do when they grow up? Well, our oldest wanted to be a geologist, but she's still so young. She's going to be 10 soon, so we'll have to see. One issue we have is she's quite frustrated with mathematics, but it's one of her best subjects. So she bitches and moans like a little pain in the ass to do any maths, because I'm the one doing maths, and every morning before breakfast, I get all of them doing their mathematics work, and every weekday they have to do 1 page of their maths work, and she's just a pain in the ass to teach maths to. So, but she gets it, and I'm explaining to her, I'm going, you will get paid more for doing the stuff that people don't enjoy doing. That's what you want to do. Mathematics will open up so many doors to you. You need to learn this stuff. And if the book is teaching you a stupid way to do it, you need to understand why. So we'll have to see where they go with that. But they're still all pretty young, the kids. I mean, we're encouraging them to pursue higher education or a trade. With the home education approach, we're doing a homeschooling approach. We'll have a look at options with high school. The previous distance ed school we were in, because now we're doing it all ourselves, they had all these options for high school kids. So it gave them a lot of flexibility. They could get a job while they're still studying, because they can study whenever they want. So you can get a trade while you're still at school, finish your high school, get your trade, and then go to university later if you want. So that's the advice we're kind of giving them. Rick is saying a plumber. Yeah, hey, nothing wrong with being a plumber. Nothing wrong with being a plumber. Rick pushed all his into engineering. Yeah, I think Freddie has the mindset for that. Honestly, I reckon he would. Push him into mining jobs. They're never going to disappear, no matter what. Aussie bloke, how hard is it to design a cube? Harder than you think. Harder than you think. I don't think you need to excel in math hereafter. Yeah, you do. You do. You need mathematics always. MotoGP, I'm a doctor, not the best, but it pays the bills. I don't know if I'd steer them towards a doctor. I mean, the medical industry is good. Rachel's mother is a radiographer, and that gives her a lot of flexibility and a lot of employability. The problem with being a doctor is the hours can be really shit, and like a lawyer, it's not the best career for work-life balance. But each their own. But then again, no, it depends on what you want to get. Don't know if I'd tell them to be architects though. But I mean, our job is just to prepare them and to guide them and give them different options. If we can lay out different options on them, fantastic. That's what you want, isn't it? You just don't want to be a bloody, neat bum sitting at home. No chance. So, neat, tell me about it. Yeah. Hey, why don't you go to Antarctica, mate? They've got the missions down there. That'd be awesome. You get extra pay. Be a great adventure if you're young enough. Yeah, and you got nothing. I mean, this is my fantasy. Nothing tying you down. But then life hits. You got family, you got kids, you got responsibilities, and medicine is a very hierarchical profession as well. And you got to do what the government says all the time. So if you want to do anything contrary to what you're told, hang on, what are we looking at here? Sorry, I'm late. What did I miss? Johnny, we had a look at a whole bunch of different AI floor plans and things from this Mid-Journey, and they were all just shit, complete, utter, useless garbage. My argument is that the best application for this particular software for an architecture student is conceptual images and collages and the wank stuff that you want to do to sell to your tutor, to your idea, So I can see there an application to it, but not really in the profession, not for this tool quite yet. Oh, wait a minute. That's the subplot for the movie The Thing is oh shit, sorry. I should go see it. Advertisement for the Australian Arctic expedition. Oh well, yeah, maybe not. Andrew's going, have a look at what happens to doctors when they recommend low carbon keto to their patients. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there you go. AI designs terrible buildings. Let's have a look. Yep. Yeah, it pretty much does. DML, it pretty much does. Melly is going, I'm a qualified electrical engineer working for 7 years and lost interest, so became a gardener, which I love the most. Well, that's part of it. I mean, just finding what you enjoy to do in life. Sometimes it takes time to do. And sometimes it's not the big money. Inferno Trout. So, Heise, is it over for architects? Nah, it's not over for architects. The biggest problem for architects is we're such a woke bloody bunch. There was an architect on LinkedIn who was proudly working on Australia Day, and I have to stop myself from getting in trouble because I'll write shit on that. Like QUT did an advert for Indigenous education, and I wrote on there, well, do you still have the segregated computer labs? I've got to stop doing that. I'll get myself in trouble. My profession's so woke. It's a bit kind of, it's frustrating. I'm used to it from university. It's annoying. So no, it's not over for us. I mean, these aren't going to replace us yet. What you'll do is you'll start to see add-ons to Revit that allow you to use AI or just your graphics card to algorithmically automate a iterative design process. That's what it'll be. It's not going to be a thinking bloody thing. So yeah. What else? Hang on. Nobody cares about the scientists and pilot and maintenance. Just save the doggo. Oh, are you talking about that movie? I imagine AI will take jobs that a human can't do. I don't See AI being very dexterous. Yes, we'll have to see. Some of those look like Escher drawings. Yeah, they were definitely inspired by that. I mean, they're collages. That's just where people stick a whole bunch of stuff on there, and you got to pin it up, and you got to talk about the collage. So you'll be given a concept, and you'll have to do that to sell your idea or to explain your idea, and it's part of the design process. That's where I think for students, this is going to be useful. This will really help them out. So we'll have to see. Make life easier for your job. Nah, it won't. It won't. I mean, a lot of the problem, for an architect, the challenge is getting the right brief information, finding out what people actually want, then working with the whole team to get that on paper, and then working with all the, there's so many variables, so many unknowns, things change, people change. This one job has been going on for 2 years. Now this school project, the principal's changed, the construction company we're working for has changed, a project manager suddenly appeared from nowhere, the consultant team changed. So, so many changes. But it's going well. It's looking really good. But yeah, that's AI is not going to help with any of that. Not at all. Mojo, how's the house build going? It really pissed down in Brisbane the other night for a while. Yeah, that kind of screwed us. We got the concrete taxi boys out yesterday, and they helped us with 3 holes. So I tell you, I've had them come out 3 times. The first guy was an Irish Australian, and he was a viewer of the channel. So he knew me. He worked bloody hard. He helped us out. The second guy was an Aussie bloke. He reminded me of a lazy cousin I have that hasn't really achieved much in his life. I've never seen anyone work that slow on a job before. Like, he was even brushing the concrete dust off his truck bloody slow, and he wouldn't park his truck closer to the curb because he might get mud on his bloody truck. Then the third guys we had were 2 of them, and there was a Jewish Ukrainian guy and a Bulgarian guy, Eastern Europeans, and they saw the fact that I had Rachel. She's helping me do all this. So she's there working the zhizh, moving the concrete. Yeah, she's building a home, and the Bulgarian guy's going, well, we don't let our women do that. So we had the other guy there helping me, and we got it done real quick, faster than the time that allowed. We got the beams in there. And now I've gone the next step. So I went from, pre-mixed bags to concrete taxi, because I can't get, either people give me time frames so far out or they don't return my calls for quotes. To now I've went and bought a ton of concrete premix, which is the sand and the aggregate, and just 15 bags of cement. So we're just going to, because we've got our own machine, we're going to mix it as we go and just do the beams as we can until we get them back to help us out. Or if we can do it fast enough, we'll just do the beams ourselves. Because these things are under the house. We're never going to see them. They don't need to look pretty. They're just there to stop the potential, or to allow for the transfer of force between the screw piles so they don't move around. So to keep it all rigid together. So yeah, that's going well. We've got 4 done, 5 done, and we've got more to do. I'll try and get another one done tomorrow. So keep an eye out. That's why you'll probably only get 1 video a day, because I'll be doing bloody concrete and mixing. And I'm a softy bloody architect doing drawings, guys. And I'm lifting around bloody concrete bags and shit. I don't want to do that. But you got to. You got to do it. Not going on bloody current affair. My house didn't get built. It's, you fucking build it yourself then. So yeah, it's going real slow. It's been delayed by the weather, but we'll get there. We will get there. Don't worry. Richard is going, Heise, go into politics. Well-rounded, know the economy, health, family issues, trends, refreshingly honest. Yeah, that I probably wouldn't do too well. I'd be too honest. I mean, people think I'm a complete right-wing nutbag. So, yeah. And if I was to pursue anything like that, it wouldn't be until the kids are a bit older. Maybe when I'm a bit older and wiser. But I mean, I guess you got to, don't you? If you want our country to go the right way, hopefully, because I haven't lost all hope. I'm not that much of a cynical bastard. I think you know, a few election terms of some really shit governance will turn people around. You know, they'll start being a bit more sensible. I honestly think the majority are sensible, but everyone is just pandering to special interest groups just for the sake of it. And the problem is so many Aussies they're afraid of social stigma. That's what it is. That's what this social media world is now. They're afraid of getting attacked on social media and their friends not liking them or disowning them now. And so they just go along with stuff that they assume is complete and utter bullshit, utter insanity. And if you talk to them privately, they'll tell you that. But it's just getting enough of those people together that are sensible and normal and don't go off the rails to put a coherent argument. This is kind of why when I went to one of the protests for the freedom movement, I saw this was not a cohesive political movement because there were so many people from such a diverse group, variety of ideological positions that there's no way they would ever stick together for any significant amount of time. There you go. What else, guys? I'm just going good latitude. Yeah. AI should be doing that while you do the drawings. What are we talking about? Useless AI. I mean, yeah, AI is not useless. It does have some uses, certainly, but not, I wouldn't. There comes a point where, well, the energy you invest into developing a system there has to be enough repetitive use from it to be worth putting the time and money into that system. Where, you know, I'll design a one-off custom school building for a unique part and unique site. It's going to be very difficult to having AI design a whole building. I could use it maybe to find some solutions to certain problems, maybe to check for fire, do a fire egress check. But that's not really AI, that's just algorithms. But then again, what is AI? And there's already stuff that exists to do that. I'm just too cheap when I can just get a ruler and throw some lines over it. Maybe that's my problem, guys. I don't want to spend $20,000 on these things. Just got to wait for them to get cheaper. So guys, are there any other questions you want to talk about before I head for tonight? This is just a little random live stream. Robo house lifts. I can't see it happening. You need to, well, maybe robotic winches that they press a button on, but the blokes are, you know, they're manly, tough blokes. They're not going to want to use some wimpy ass bloody robot winch. Can you imagine the guy bringing the robot winch to the site? He'll cop the shit from all the other lads. That's it. Well, guys, thank you all for joining me for this episode. I don't think AI is going to be a threat to my profession at the moment. We'll have to see. But yeah, take care. Have a great weekend. And I will see you all in the next episode. Oh, and by the way, I've discovered how I can film shorts on the channel here. So let me know if that's your cup of tea, although maybe not. I don't think we're the demo that does the old TikTok stuff. Anyway, take care, guys. I'll see you next time. There's the outro. Check out Heise BIM. Heise does. And if you want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use the referral links. They all help. Buy our pocket squares. We still have some left. I need to start wearing those suit jackets so I can get the pocket squares going. But it's too hot. I'm walking through the mud. Once I get the house done, there we go. Or call us if you need an architect, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me for this live stream, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now. That's good, cheap coffee.